Manchester United 4, Brighton 2. This is your full-time match reaction from Old Trafford on this Saturday night, where it's 3 wins in a row now for Manchester United, for Ruben Amorim. It's 8 goals scored in our last 3 Premier League games against Sunderland, Liverpool, and now 4 against Brighton today. We are now only 3 points off top of the Premier League. We are only 1 point off second place Sunderland. All of a sudden, things slowly but surely are starting to turn around at Manchester United, and things slowly but surely are looking very, very good for Ruben Amorim. 3 wins in a row, 9 points from 9. We're currently in the top 4, which is the Champions League places. So maybe a season without European football is now massively, massively benefiting us because we're keeping our players fit. We're not getting a lot of injuries, and we're playing some very, very good football. Like, we are playing some very, very good football now. But in the end, we deserve the win. We deserve the points. But we did make it very, very difficult for ourselves near the end of this game. We were comfortably 3-0 up inside the second half. When Brighton got those 2 goals, obviously it was a major, major concern that we possibly could be throwing this game away and that a 3-0 lead was going to be wiped out completely by this Brighton side. You've got to applaud their resilience. You've got to applaud what they tried to do to snatch an unlikely point, especially being 3-0 down. It was very, very, very fortunate for them that they found 2 goals. And yes, Manchester United won 4-2 in the end. We got a 4-2 win against Brighton tonight. So I am very, 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 very happy with this result tonight. It's 3 wins in a row, 9 points from 9. We're currently into the top 4, into the Champions League spots. We're only 1 point off Sunderland, who are currently second, and we're only 3 points off top of the Premier League now. So it's looking very, very positive for Manchester United, for Ruben Amorim. And all of a sudden, things are looking very, very bright at Old Trafford, and things away from home are looking very, very positive as well from a Manchester United point of view. But we were very, very lucky to get those 3 points. We were massively, massively lucky to get those 3 points, because when Brighton got those 2 goals, I honestly thought that this 3-0 lead was going to go. I honestly thought Brighton are going to wipe out this 3-0 lead, because conceding 2 goals the way we did, I think Dorgu is very, very lucky that he is still on the pitch, because he only just got brought on in the second half as a second substitute. I think Dorgu is very, very lucky that he is still on the pitch, because when he brought down that Brighton player who was through on Manchester United's goal, I could only see one thing happening, and that possibly was going to be a quick sending off. But luckily for Dorgu, the ball was a lot closer to our goal in that moment. So I think Dorgu has got off very, very likely today that he is still on the pitch, because I think 11 against 10, it would have been a lot more difficult. We probably would have ended up having to park the bus, especially with the 2 goals we conceded. It wasn't even a foul. The ref got it wrong. Do you know what? When you look back at the replay and you look at the foul Dorgu apparently made on that Brighton player, I do actually have to agree. I think that Brighton player has made an absolute meal of that challenge. Like, again, Brighton players are surrounding the referee, which they've got every right to, because they potentially think that it's a deserved red card. He deserves to be sent off. Dorgu has got very, very lucky. Against a better team than us, I would possibly say that would go down to a VAR check for a possible red card. But I think Dorgu has got very, very lucky. But I don't think it's a red card. The ball is too close to our goal. And I think the 2 Manchester United players there probably would have got back quick enough to defend that situation in the first place. So I don't think it's a red card. I think a yellow card is more than fair. But again, Brighton fans will say a completely different, because in a different situation, they would say if we did that to a Manchester United player, we probably would have seen a red card and a VAR decision be given by the referee to send that Brighton player off. So I don't think it's a foul. I think the Brighton player has made an absolute meal of it. And again, their goal comes through an ex-Manchester United reject in Danny Welbeck, who left Manchester United for Arsenal under the days of Louis van Gaal. And he did score a very, very good goal. He did score a very, very good goal. You can't take it away from Danny Welbeck. It was a great free kick, a great set piece. you can't really take anything away from the goal. I do feel that the goalkeeper could have saved it because the free kick is right down the middle of Lemen's goal. I don't know why that is gone in our net. I think that is very, very easy to save. It is straight down the middle of the goalkeeper's net. So I do feel, in my opinion, that shouldn't have really gone in. And I don't understand how it's ended up in the net in the first place because it's straight down the middle of the goalkeeper's goal. So that was very, very lucky from their point of view that that's even ended up in the back of the net, in my opinion. And again, from a Brighton perspective, again, you're still 3-1 down. Again, you still need 2 goals to drag away a point from Old Trafford. But then going into the 93rd minute, when they get that free header on goal, I mean, I don't know what's going on in our penalty area in that moment. I don't know what's going on in our penalty area because they're allowed a free shot on goal. No one's marking that Brighton player in our penalty area. And you can see the big, massive, wide open space at Lemen's back post that was left. And again, if you see that space and you know you can get a header onto it, you are going to target that space. And that is exactly what that Brighton player did. And do you know what? Fair play. We've basically seen that our defence still concedes quite a few goals from set pieces. We're not the tallest of teams to defend corners and free kicks, etc., etc. But again, when you leave that free space and the opposition players target that space, that ball is going to end up in the back of the net. So when it goes down to 3-2 in the 93rd minute, you then really start to worry that we are going to throw this away because we deserve to win the game. Based on the first half performance, yes, Brighton in the first 10 to 11 minutes probably were the better team. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They did start on the better foot than what we did. I don't think we controlled the ball as well. And I don't think we controlled the game that well starting that early. Brighton did dominate us in some early stages of the game. But I think the 2 goals absolutely wiped them out. Again, it's a brilliant bit of play from Casemiro to find Kuna in that space on the edge of the Brighton penalty area. And obviously, he has now scored his first goal for Manchester United, which is a big positive for him. It has taken 16 games without a goal for Kuna to find the back of the net, but I'm really happy for him because I think he's going to be a great player for us. This is a positive player in the right step for Manchester United's future, and I feel like the goal he scored was a very good goal because he's got the ball received very well from, was it Casemiro? Was it Casemiro who gave Matthias Cunha the ball for his goal? It is a brilliant bit of play because you've got it from Sesko, then to Casemiro, and then to Matthias Cunha. He's unleashed the shot, and obviously the Brighton players have failed to obviously close down Matthias Cunha's attempt on the Brighton goal. And obviously it is a very good finessed finish into the Brighton bottom left-hand corner. So it's a very good goal from Matthias Cunha's point of view because he has had his critics. Even his manager has said that he doesn't really defend a lot at Manchester United, and I think today was a big point that Matthias Cunha wanted to show. Do you know what? I may have my critics, I may have my haters, but I'm going to start showing what I can actually do for this club and why the club brought me here. And I think we've really started to see the best out of our new signings. Our new signings are really starting to gel, which I'm really pleased with because it's a positive for this club that these 3 players that we've brought in, Sesko, Mbeumo and Cunha, it was the correct decision to bring these players in. And yes, Sesko probably didn't have his best game, but he did provide an assist for the 3rd Manchester United goal to make it 3-0, to basically give us the points for this win. And obviously, that's also got to be applauded. Yes, he didn't find the back of the net, but if he can provide something else for the team that gives us the result, then you've got to applaud Sesko's manner to find a player in a better position to provide a goal for the team. So I'm glad like Sesko wasn't selfish and he provided that assist for his teammate. And obviously, I think the 3rd goal did kill Brighton off. Brighton were getting back into the game, even though they were still 2-0 down. You could tell Brighton's moments in the second half were there to cause Manchester United's problems. But I think the 3rd goal really killed them off because they were desperately trying to find a way in that second half to get a goal back quite quickly. Obviously, they did have 2 or 3 good chances on the Manchester United goal to find a goal for their side. But I think when the third goal went in, it was probably game, set and match. And I think all Manchester United fans, including myself and at Old Trafford today, thinking there's no way Brighton find a way back. We're 3-0 up here. We're cruising to victory. There's no way Brighton are going to be able to find any positive to try and get any kind of a result away from us today. We've got this game won. We've got this match completely in our favour. Brighton have got no chance finding a way back. But you've got to applaud them for doing it. You've got to applaud them for doing it, because in that moment we probably took our foot off the gas. We probably thought, well, we've got the game won. We're 3-0 up. What are Brighton really going to do? And I think what made that game a lot different was probably the substitutions. There was a lot of subs in that game that did make sense, and then there was a lot of subs in that game that probably didn't make a lot of sense. Like, that's the best I've seen Manchester United play in a very, very long time, especially in that first half. That Man United performance was sensational. Like, where's this football been? Where was this against Brentford? Where was this against Arsenal? Where was this against Man City? Where was this against Fulham? Again, people will say it's going to take time. You know, it's a process. It's going to take time for these new players to gel. But you wonder if we can beat opposition like this, and we've now gone and won our last 3 games in a row. You question, like, if we would have been playing like this all start of the season, then where could we be? We could possibly be top of the Premier League right now. And a lot of people probably say you don't deserve to be top. But if we look at our last 3 results, 8 goals scored, 9 points from 9. We're currently in the top 4. We're 1 point off Sunderland in second. We're 3 points off Arsenal. And if results go our way tonight between Brentford and Liverpool, and then results go our way tomorrow, Manchester United could find themselves next weekend potentially top of the Premier League, which hasn't been done, I think, since the days of Solskjaer. And I think that was it away to Burnley? We got a result against Burnley, and then we went top for like a few hours or a few days, and then obviously it then crumbled away quite massively. The ref today was so bad. Should have been 5-2. You should sound like you're right, okay, whatever. But you don't have to be from Manchester to support Manchester United. Manchester United have got a global fan base across the planet. You don't have to be from a Pacific area just to support a football club. So at the end of the day, no matter what accent or where you're from, it shouldn't matter what team or, you know, where you're from. It shouldn't really matter. Like, if you're from, I don't know, it shouldn't really matter about where you're from. I've been a Man United fan all my life. I've been a Man United fan since I was a kid, and that's not going to stop. So you shouldn't have to be from a certain area to just support a football club. You can support who you want. Again, I completely disagree. We're here to talk about the result. We're here to talk about the 3 points. We're here to talk about a 4-2 win. We're not here to talk about what part of the country you're from just to support Man United. We're here to talk about the 4-2 win we've just got against Brighton. And we're having to discuss what part of the country fans have to be from just to support this football club. Like, it shouldn't really matter where you're from. Like, it shouldn't really matter. Man United have got a global fan base across the globe. Like, you've got fans from Africa, China, Malaysia. Like, you've got fans and across the continent, Europe, Asia, Japan. Like, Man United have got a global fan base. It shouldn't really matter about what part of the country you're from. We've been rudely interrupted by people who suggest you've got to be from Manchester to support Manchester United. Completely disagree. But we're going to get back on track, and we're actually going to talk about the result we actually got today. And that was a 4-2 win against Brighton. Until we were rudely interrupted about, you have to be from Manchester to support Manchester United. I mean, no, you don't. No, you freaking don't. United have the biggest fan base in the world, says Dan. Exactly. They're jealous because we have the biggest fan base. No one can support any time in any... Exactly. No, anyone can support any time. Exactly. You can support who you want. If you want to support Chelsea, if you want to support Liverpool, if you want to support Man United, Man City, Bournemouth, Brentford, like, you can support who you want. It's a completely open field to support any club who you want to support. Like, it shouldn't really matter about what area, what part of the country, or what country you live in to support a club you like. Oh my! It is exactly. It is a guarantee if United got relegated, you would switch teams. No, I wouldn't. Ash, completely disagree. Completely disagree. And I'm not a glory hunter. I've been supporting United all my actual life. I've been supporting United since I was a kid. Like, you should support your local team. And I'm not a glory supporter. I've been supporting Manchester United since I was a kid. Like, I can't believe we're having to discuss on a match reaction what part of the country you've got to be from to support a football club. Like, oh my God. Like, seriously? We're here to talk about a 4-2 match reaction and people are jumping in about what part of the country you've got to be from. Like, can we just get on and just talk about the football? Can we just talk about the football? Still think you should go for Belieber? I would possibly say no. I don't think we should go for Belieber after that. Obviously, Belieber has really struggled because of what? Like, your live is not eligible for recommendation restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because it contains content of low visual quality. Oh, fuck off, TikTok. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly. You can still support your club without going to games. Exactly. Completely agree. Completely agree. Brighton was shocking for 75 minutes. If that's the case, shouldn't the players be from where the... Exactly. That's a good point Jonesy17 should make. Exactly. As a Liverpool fan, congrats on the result. Exactly. We're here to talk about a 4-2 win over Brighton. Let's talk about it. Like, again, we deserve the win. We massively deserve the points. Manchester United deserve to come away with another good result. And people don't like it that Manchester United all of a sudden are on the up again. I think people are getting very jealous. And I think people are getting a little bit pissed off that Manchester United all of a sudden are starting to win games on a consecutive basis. And all these other clubs are starting to shit themselves. And all these rival fans are going to be here thinking, shit, they're on the way back. Shit, they're winning games in a row. What are we going to do about it? People are jealous. People are jealous of Manchester United's success. They don't fucking like it. They don't like it that we're 1 point off second. They don't like it we're 3 points off top. And that's the problem. Rival fans get really jealous because Manchester United is starting to win. We're here to talk about a result at Old Trafford that means huge ramifications for Ruben Amorim, as well as what this is going to mean for the rest of our season. Well, I'll tell you what this means for the rest of our season. We could potentially get European football. We've got 3 wins in a row. We've scored 8 goals in 3 games. And we're currently inside the top 4. We're 1 point off Sunderland, who are in second. We're 3 points off Arsenal, who are currently top. If results go our way, we potentially are going to end this weekend inside the top 4. And that's the people. And that's a good positive for this club. Because I didn't expect 3 wins in a row. I hold my hands up. I did not expect 3 wins in a row. I hold my hands up right here, right now. I did not expect 3 wins in a row. I didn't expect to beat Liverpool. I thought Sunderland would come to Old Trafford and get a result, which they didn't. And I fully expected a win against Brighton today. Brighton haven't exactly been that great. And obviously, one of the main problems at Brighton is probably Belieber and their midfielder, who's been a massive target for Manchester United, for Ruben Amorim. And a lot of players and fans rate Belieber, including myself. I still think Belieber's a good player. But since all these links and all these rumours of him linking to our club, all of a sudden Brighton have gone massively backwards. And I don't know if it's down to those rumours or down to that speculation, but I've never seen Brighton perform that badly inside the first half. Obviously, if you look at Brighton's goal for the first Manchester United goal, the defending's very poor because obviously Casemiro has been allowed that time and that space to give Matthias Cunha the ball, and then Matthias Cunha has been allowed to turn, control, and unleash a finesse shot into the bottom left-hand corner of Brighton's net. Again, possibly the goalkeeper is probably blinded by one of the Brighton players in front of his eye of vision. But then again, you can't take away the finish and the quality of Matthias Cunha's goal. It's taken 16 games, granted. It's taken 16 games without a goal from Matthias Cunha to finally find the back of the net. It's taken a long time. He's at a better club than Wolves, who are in the relegation zone fighting for their lives to avoid relegation and embarrassment to the Championship, right? Again, it's a big step up. This isn't Wolves. This is Manchester United we're talking about now. This is a big step up in his career, and obviously everybody expects him to get to the next level to produce the quality that he was producing for Wolves last season, which he did. He was Wolves' best player by an absolute mile. And I'm so glad we've got him in that team, because he takes Manchester United a lot more forward with the ball. We get a lot more at the opposition's goal when Kuna's got the ball. Yes, he could do a little bit better instead of keeping the ball to himself, in my opinion. He deserves to, find a better pass in some aspects of his game. But that can be learned on through training and a lot more games as a Manchester United player for his future, which also has to be respected. But again, you can't take away the quality from his goal. And Heaven got an assist for Mbeumo's last goal. And we are going to talk about Mbeumo very, very shortly. But, the first goal for Manchester United is pure genius. Like the control, the touch and the finesse finish into the bottom corner of that Brighton net is world class. You can't take it away. Again, it was a little bit of a ping pong ball. It was like Pinball Wizard on the end of Brighton's box. But again, we deserved the first goal because we started to gradually, slowly but surely dominate the game after those first 10 minutes. And yes, there are nerves. Every time you start a competitive match, there's always going to be nerves. There's always going to be, issues, problems early on in the game that we create for ourselves. But slowly but surely, we are starting to dominate the opposition and we are starting to batter their goal. And we are finally getting the ball into the box as well, which we struggled so much last season because there was a lack of service into that penalty area. There was a lack of service. We all knew that last season. There was a massive issue with service not being provided last season. And finally, we are now starting to do that. We are not being selfish with the ball anymore. We're not going for spectacular 30, 40-yard shots outside the box anymore. All that's been brought to a halt. All of that's been stopped. We're finally starting to get the ball to feet and give the players the ball in the right moments at the right time to produce the goods. And that is exactly what this team's doing. You give the players the ball and in the right positions, they will create problems. And that is what we did for the first goal. If you get the ball to Kuna and you control the ball the way he did, the way he was allowed to turn with the ball and then unleash the shot that he unleashed, that's the type of quality we were missing last season. Because we could have easily passed that ball back. We could have easily passed that ball to the side. But what we did, we got the ball to feet. And that is exactly what you do. If you find a better player in a better position than you give them the ball, let them do what they can do. So I'm glad Casemiro has provided that assist for Matthias Cunha, because that shows Casemiro's not selfish and it shows that he's done the right thing in that moment to give Cunha that ball, that time to unleash that shot. And it's a brilliant goal. I mean, it's a tight goal. I mean, the goalkeeper probably could have done a little bit better with his goalkeeping ability. Verbruggen has made several mistakes for Brighton this season. So I think the Brighton goalkeeper could have done a lot better in that moment to stop Manchester United getting that 1-0 lead. Because he possibly didn't expect Cunha to unleash that shot so far outside his box. Or he probably expected one of his Brighton player, his teammate, to maybe block the shot, maybe win the ball off Cunha, try and get a tackle in so that shot doesn't unleash. But it's too little too late. Soon as Cunha unleashes that shot, that ball's going in. And it's a fantastic goal. It's a fantastic goal. You can't take any away from the goal, the finish, or the quality that Matthias Cunha has produced in that moment. And I'm glad he's done it. I am so glad for him because he's a top professional and he's a top player. Gave you a follow, enjoy your night and weekend. United. Exactly. Thank you, Dan. You're an absolute legend, mate. And if you are new to my TikTok, please smash that like button. Please give me a follow. Would really appreciate all your guys' support on this Saturday night. And then it gets bigger and better from that because, to be fair, you would have to say it was a Brazilian masterclass in that first half from Manchester United because we've got a lot of Brazilian players that have represented us over the years. Rafael, Fabio, Anderson. We've had so many Brazilian representatives. I can't get the words out. You know what I mean. We know we've had so many Anthony as well. We've had so many Brazilian players represent us at Manchester United quite a lot over the years. And again, it was a Brazilian masterclass in that first half. It was a Brazilian masterclass in that first half because You think if you've got Kuna a goal, let's try and then get Casemiro a goal. And obviously, there is a massive, massive bit of luck for the Casemiro's goal. You have to say that ball was completely going in a completely different direction the way he unleashed that shot outside the Brighton penalty area. We know where that ball was going. It was going towards the Brighton's left-hand side of their goalkeeper. That ball was going nowhere near where we thought it was going to go. And obviously, it is a massive, massive deflection from the Brighton player for that ball to trickle past the goalkeeper. And obviously, the goalkeeper's been left flat-footed. So, unfortunately, from a Brighton perspective, there's not really anything that you can do about it. There's not really anything the goalkeeper or the Brighton defence you could do. Because I think, obviously, the goalkeeper's been left flat-footed on his line. And obviously, the Brighton players obviously didn't attempt to close down Casemiro's shot. And they didn't attempt to block his shot. But I think the way the Brighton player has turned at the moment, the deflection has been that big that the deflection for the ball has taken the ball, it's taken the ball round the goal. The ball has gone round the goalkeeper and is trickled over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And obviously, I possibly wouldn't think that was going to go in from a Brighton perspective. I honestly did not expect that to go in. But when we got 2-0 up, I thought if we could find a third goal, then we probably would have had that first half done very, very quickly. And we did have chances to make it 3. We did have chances in that first half to make it 3. It probably would have been game, set and match. And Carl has said, glory, glory, Man United, 3 in a row. Here we go. Exactly. Completely agree with Carl there. 3 wins in a row, 9 points from 9. Things are looking good for this football club. We're heading in a positive direction with Ruben Amorim now. And again, I was Ruben Amorim out a few weeks ago. Against Brentford, I had enough. Against Brentford, I thought there is no way he is going to survive. Because if you sack him, again, who do you bring in? Because you're not just having to sack the manager, you're going to have to sack all his coaches, and then whatever manager or coach you bring in might not want the players he's brought in. And then you have to bring in a completely brand new set of coaches with that new manager. And all of a sudden, since Sunderland, everything has started to click. Against Liverpool, I didn't expect to go to Anfield and get anything. And I'm not being disrespectful. Liverpool, I thought, would batter us. I thought there is no way we're going to go to Anfield and win that game. I thought we were going to get absolutely just torn apart. I thought United were going to get absolutely destroyed. I thought there's no way Man United are coming away with Anfield with any type of result. And we went there and won, where Liverpool were most vulnerable. 3 defeats in a row became 4 defeats in a row. And Arne Slot is in a crisis. I still think Liverpool are in a massive, massive crisis. Don't get me wrong. I think Liverpool are hitting crisis street with Arne Slot now. And yes, they may have beat Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1 the other night. But it doesn't mean their league form is going to turn around for them. Things could get worse for Liverpool tonight if they lose to Brentford. And Brentford did win against West Ham the other night. So if they can beat West Ham, then Brentford could get a result against Liverpool. But I would probably expect a Liverpool response now, especially after they win in midweek. But again, we're not here to talk about Liverpool. We're here to talk about us and what we're trying to do at Manchester United, which is positives. You look at the results we've got, 3 wins in a row, 9 points from 9. No one expected that in the month of October. Not even I expected that. And we've still got October to go still. Because I want to make it 4 wins in a row now. I want to make it 4 wins in a row. And we go to Forest next week and we do the same. We go to Nottingham Forest, who are in a massive, massive relegation fight. Obviously, Sean Dyche is back in football. Obviously, there's going to be a completely different manager bounce now to what they had under Nuno Espirito Santo and Postecoglou. There is going to be a massive, massive manager bounce now for Nottingham Forest, and they might get away from danger. They might get away from this relegation fight, and they are going to be a tough game. I think Nottingham Forest is probably going to be our biggest test next week, because there's going to be a new manager bounce under Sean Dyche, and I think in the end, it's going to be possibly our biggest test because we are away from home. But if we can go to the City ground and win and get 4 wins in a row, and everything goes with us tonight, and everything goes well over the rest of the weekend, then you never know what can happen. And apparently Liverpool are 1-0 down already. Are Liverpool actually losing to Brentford? They're 1-0 down inside 6 minutes. Bloody hell. I tell you what, things all of a sudden are looking very, very positive for Manchester United. Things are... Apparently, it's now 1-1. Apparently. I don't know how true that is. Is it 1-1? If Liverpool literally just equalised, apparently it's now 1-1. Again, I don't know how true that is, but apparently people are saying it's 1-0 to Brentford. People are saying it's 1-1. So let's get some clarification on that scoreline. But yeah, like again, from the result today, I think, again, we didn't really start the second half that well. I thought the second half could have done a little bit better. Obviously, we probably thought at 2-0 up, again, Brighton aren't really going to respond to their deficit being 2-0 down, especially at half-time. The game's probably gone from their side, and you can't really do a lot in that position, especially when you've conceded 2 goals. One was very, very lucky through a massive deflection, which has gone past and round the Brighton goalkeeper's been left flat-footed to his goalkeeper line. The first goal we absolutely deserved because of the build-up for that goal from Sesko to Casemiro to Matthias Cunha. And then obviously the second half started quite slow, quite lethargic, probably thought we've got this game won and stuff like that. And we probably took our foot off the gas a little bit. We probably took our foot off the gas thinking this game's won. We haven't got anything to worry about. We're cruising to victory. Let's just get this game won. Let's get this points. Let's walk away with this with no problems or no issues going into next week. And we've done the right thing today because obviously it did take a little bit of time to find the third goal. Of course, it did take a little bit of time to find that third goal. And it did take till like the 61st minute to absolutely kill Brighton off. Like, the goal from Mbeumo, again, is a world-class finish. And I tell you what, I think Benjamin Sesko has got to take a lot of plaudits, and Liverpool are 1-0 down. Liverpool are 1-0 down again inside 6 minutes. Liverpool are 1-0 down again. So that could be one win in 5 for Liverpool if that stays the same and Brentford get a result today. So Liverpool are currently 1-0 down to Brentford, which is a huge, huge shock. But I need to talk about this third goal because the genius behind this third goal is absolutely pure class. Like, again, you have to give Benjamin Sesko a massive, massive shout in that United team. Yes, life in a new league, in a new country is never going to be easy. Obviously, Sesko has still got his critics, he's still got his doubters, and there's a lot of people who still don't rate Benjamin Sesko. But you've got to applaud the way he brought that ball down, the way he controlled that ball and decided that he wasn't going to go for the shot. So, at the moment, you have to say Benjamin Sesko is making a massive, massive positive impact on this team. He is doing what Rasmus Højlund couldn't. Sesko actually puts the ball in the net. Sesko actually isn't selfish with the ball. Sesko is actually doing the right things for the team and not for himself. And we know in the past, United players have done a lot for themselves instead of thinking about the team and the players around them that are in a better position than them. But the control and the way he brought that ball down and the way he found Mbeumo with that pass and that through ball is genius. Like, again, it shows he's not selfish. Again, it shows that, you know what, I've got to do something for the team. I'm not going to find the back of the net as it looks very, very unlikely. He possibly didn't really have his best game, but he has provided an assist. And again, you don't always have to put the ball into the back of the net. You don't always have to keep banging goals in, week out. You can provide pluses in a team by not always scoring goals. You can provide something else for the team that's going to benefit the result. And I'm glad Sesko actually gave Mbeumo the ball. Like, again, the control, the way he brought that ball down to his feet and the pass and the through ball to find Mbeumo in that space, one-on-one against that Brighton player is pure class. Like, Sesko has made a massive, massive impact for that third goal because it shows just blast him over and that's one way of not scoring all the time. Exactly. Adam is absolutely right. Mash out to Adam in the live chat. You could always just have the ball at your feet and just keep shooting all the time. But it shows Sesko doesn't always have to score goals. He can provide pluses in a team by not always putting the ball in the net. And that is exactly what he's done. Because he's put Mbeumo, who's in a better position. He's in a goal-scoring position. And he shows that, do you know what? Let's do the right thing here. let's not mess this up. Let's do the right thing that's going to benefit us finding that third goal. And again, if you give Mbeumo that ball, who slowly but surely is becoming my favourite Manchester United player. I love Sesko, I love Matthias Cunha, but slowly but surely, hasn't Bryan Mbeumo been a massive, massive signing for this club? A lot of people, a lot of pundits, a lot of ex-players said, I don't know why they brought Bryan Mbeumo. I don't know why they signed him. Why did they buy him? Why did they buy him? I've heard that a lot. I've heard a lot of pundits and ex-United players say, why have they brought Bryan Mbeumo? Why did they buy 2 number 10s? Because we decided to go a completely different avenue with our transfer window. We decided to bring in players with Premier League experience. Because what we could have done, which would have been a negative, we could have gone down a completely different route, where we just go and get players that Ruben Amorim has worked with or used before at previous clubs. United could have easily just said, you know what, you go and get who you want. Bring in all the sporting players and let's repeat the Eric Ten Hag situation. They could have easily said, you know what, we'll let you do that, but if you fail, it's on your sword. And what I mean by that, if this goes wrong, you're going to be up to getting sacked. They could easily have done that and said, you know, we'll let you fail, but you'll be the one to blame because you brought in all these players that you've worked with before and it's not worked. We've completely gone down a completely different avenue with our transfer window. We've decided to go with players that have been in Premier League for quite a few seasons, have got plenty of experience under their belt, and you've chucked them into a team that's adding more experience and more quality to the team. And that is exactly what we're doing. We're adding players into the team with Premier League experience who are going to provide a much better future and a lot more stable one for the fans and supporters, including myself. We're starting to slowly but surely see a team that if you play the right type of football and you have the right players, Manchester United go in a positive direction, up and up and up and up and up. And yes, this season to an extent has been really shit. We got battered by Man City, we didn't beat Fulham, we didn't beat Arsenal, we didn't beat Brentford. That's 4 games from 9 that we possibly should have got something from. Man City, very unlikely. Arsenal at home, we should have probably got a point. Fulham away, we should have won. Brentford, we didn't deserve to win that game, but there was a massive decision that did not go away due to Nathan Collins not being sent off for Brentford by denying a goal scoring opportunity. If he would have got sent off, we probably would have won that game and won it quite comfortably. Even if it's just for the weekend, United in 4th will be boiling some piss and love it. Exactly. That's a very, very good one that Ratty Healy's made in the live chat. Please smash that like button if you're new. Please give me a follow on TikTok. Would really, really appreciate all your guys' support on this Saturday night. And I hope you're all having an amazing, amazing weekend. You're absolute legends. And thanks to all my friends, my family and my managing moderators who are looking after my live chat this evening. Massive, massive shout out to every single one of you as well. But yeah, we've gone with Premier League experience. And if you add that Premier League experience to what we've already got, that squad's only going to get better. And we're going to keep looking upwards, not downwards. And that is exactly what we started to do now. We're in a position where we probably, a lot of people would say United do not deserve to be in that position. United don't deserve to be inside the top 4 already, 9 games in. United shouldn't even be there. Because look at City, look at Arsenal, look at Brentford, look at Fulham. You did not beat any of those 4. But Brighton were robbed. Again, a lot of people would probably agree with what you say. Brighton were robbed. Definitely need someone similar to Cass when he came off. Looked like a calamity was on the horizon. Completely agree. Luke makes a good point. Casemiro was on the horizon. Yeah, the midfield's lacking. You can tell the midfield is absolutely lacking. We need another midfielder because I just don't think Agate's cut for it. I think Casemiro can only play so much football. He looks tired and looks in the weeds when he starts to run out of energy and he starts to run out of pace. You can definitely tell it starts to get a lot slower and a lot more lethargic, and the midfield looks non-existent when we haven't got someone on Casemiro's level. And I'm not saying Casemiro's a bad player. I respect for what he's done in his career. He's won so many trophies and so many titles. But Luke does make a good point. We need someone else in that midfield similar to Casemiro, who can dominate the ball and control the midfield, so we haven't got any issues in the middle of the park. Because when we haven't got anybody in the midfield just... I told you we would win. Exactly. You did say we would win. Like, if you want to come on and do that collaboration now, I am more than happy to get that collaboration. Like, if anybody wants to do a few collabs, like right now, I can get you on and you can give your view and opinion on the game if you want to, because this is something that I want to try and start doing with my match reactions as we get some people coming on, putting their camera on the screen as well if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can just chat to me through my speakers. You'll be on the live stream. We're trying to get more people involved. So what I'm trying to do with match reactions, I'm trying to bring a different audience to the match. And what I'm trying to take something from what the United Stand do. They get 4, 5, 6 people on the studio talking about a match reaction and talking about the results. So if anybody wants to give any view or opinion or wants to jump on, put their camera on screen, just absolutely feel free. You can only do a co-host. And we are going to be joined by Brogs TV, who is one of my manager moderators and a really, really good friend. And we're going to get him on and give his views and opinions on the result, if it will let me accept his request. So we're going to be joined by him right here, right now, and we're going to get him on for his results. Yes, my friend, how are you doing?
Good.
Good, my friend. Do you want to give your thoughts on the game and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free.
I thought it was quite good for the whole game until, the free kick.
Yeah, I would agree. As soon as the free kick went in, the game kind of went a little bit backwards.
I don't even know who gave it away.
I think, obviously, Dorgu gave possession away from the previous United corner, gave the ball away, lost the possession, and then I think one Brighton pass got through to the back two, and I think it was only Dorgu and I think it was Kuna in the last two players back. And again, people are saying Brighton were robbed. He should have been sent off. But
we should have got 2 penalties.
Yeah, I think the 2 penalty decisions are very, very interesting. I think the 2 penalties, what we should have been given, didn't. I mean, I've looked back at the foul on Ahmad in the first half. I've looked back at the foul. I don't know how the hell that's not been given. I don't know why that's not been looked at VAR, because that Brighton player is nowhere near the ball. It's a clear foul. And I don't know why it's not been given. We should have had a pen. We could have easily been 3 or 4-0 up inside that first half. We easily could have won by 4 or 5 today.
I need to show you. So this goal here, yeah. Hang on, look at this. Right. So this goal here. Why is it not letting me turn it round?
Honestly, it's all good. Yeah, just explain it if it's easier. Just explain it if it's easier.
Right, here we go. So this corner here.
Yeah.
It's not the goalkeeper's fault. It's Xerxes.
Yeah. Yeah. The second goal is poor because there's no one marking the Brighton player in the United penalty area, and he's completely out jumped 2 of the United players on one set piece. And obviously, the only problem with the defending is the big gap that's been left at the back post. That's the problem. Is the gap at the back post.
Xerxes is on him.
Yeah. But he's just been allowed to jump, really.
My favourite goal was this one here.
Oh yeah, the Bryan and Mbeumo 4th goal. Yeah, the 4th goal was quality.
The way Heaven gets it is.
Yeah, you've got to applaud Aiden Heaven. That assist was pure class. But again, look at the dummy from Bruno thinking, oh, do you know what, I'm going to play the ball on. Look at the dummy he played then to let that ball just go complete. He took so many Brighton players out of that moment to let Bryan and Mbeumo just go through.
I actually think Xerxes should have scored.
I don't think Xerxes is going to last. I think Xerxes looks lost in this team. Obviously, he doesn't fit there's rumours of him off to West Ham. I think on a loan probably would be the best thing for Xerxes. He isn't going to get any minutes. He's not going to get any minutes. He ain't going
let's
to
be
ready to
real.
play.
Let's be real here, yeah. Sesko's our best striker. He's not gonna replace him. So
Yeah. Again, the problem with Xerxes is he was brought in as a backup
yeah,
when we had Ten Hag for Rasmus, and Rasmus was still starting games anyway. But again, Xerxes was brought in as kind of a guy that was probably thought is going to take a few seasons. But again, I just don't think he looks comfortable in the Premier League. I just don't think his moves worked. Like I wanted Xerxes, but again,
yeah.
Xerxes not worked.
Before he was injured, he's quality.
Yeah, before Xerxes got injury, he was quality, but it's just not there now.
Right. So let's go here. What Sesko did here.
I know it's quality. The ball
This
through
is
from
a
Cesc.
Brentford and Mbeumo goal as well.
Yeah, the third goal from Mbeumo is world class because he's not just absolutely embarrassed the Brighton defender. He's absolutely embarrassing because he's basically opened his legs for a free shot. He's basically just let a free shot in because he's not. You can't really be opening your legs up on the edge of the penalty area and allowing Mbeumo to see that space. You can't really be leaving gaps.
He did that at Brentford as well.
Exactly. I think Brian Mbeumo is making a massive, massive difference to the team. But like you hear pundits like Wayne Rooney saying, I don't understand why we brought in Mbeumo. A lot of people say we didn't need two number 10s. Well, we did. We did need two number 10s because the players we had were crap. Without Mbeumo, those 2 goals don't happen.
Speaking of Brentford,
I know Brentford are currently 1-0 up against Liverpool, which is, interesting from a Liverpool perspective.
they've been the better side though.
And again, results are going our way because Chelsea lost, Liverpool are losing. If Arsenal don't win tomorrow and Man City don't win and Spurs don't win, we are in a very good spot now. And again, I will hold my hands up. I was Ruben Amorim out a few weeks ago, especially against Brentford. I was massively Amorim out. I may have jumped to conclusions and say, do you know what? If you sack this manager, who are you bringing in? What coaches are you going to bring in? Because he might not want these players. I got it wrong. Hold my hands up. It is going to take time, but I think the time's not there because it's taken nearly 13, 14 years for a league title to be lifted. But if we keep playing like this and we can batter the opposition the way we're playing, who says we can't win the league? Who says we can't do it? Like, this could be the season that we might actually just do it. But again, you are going to have to expect Man City, Arsenal to slip up. Sunderland will slip up somewhere. Spurs are Spurs. Like, the only thing is these promoted clubs are proving a lot of people wrong, and they're getting in they're getting amongst everybody now because they're not afraid. These 3 promoted clubs aren't afraid this season.
I think West Ham go down.
Yeah, I think West Ham go down. I'd probably say Wolves go down, and I think it's just them between the rest.
I actually think Burnley as well.
I mean, if Burnley survive, it would be a miracle because it would
bloody Burnley.
Yeah, again, it is bloody Burnley, isn't it? But yeah, like the result today, like without Mbeumo in that team, that 3rd goal doesn't happen. The 4th goal I find is the best goal because the pass from heaven is one long pass forward, and Bruno's dummied the ball and brought 3 or 4 Brighton players out with one dummied move of a ball. Like it's pure class from Bruno Fernandes. It is pure class.
Yeah,
I've not been a big fan. I've not been a big fan of him this season, but Bruno's doing what Bruno can do. You give him one dummy pass and he leaves for someone else. Let that player run on and just finish it. It's a quality goal from Mbeumo because I think Mbeumo sees exactly what Heaven's doing, and he knew Bruno was just going to leave it. That goal reminded me of that Emirates FA Cup final goal when we went 2-0 up against Man City, where Bruno just dummied the ball for Mainu and Mainu converted. That had reminders of that goal. It's pure quality. Without Mbeumo, where would we be? A lot of people question the signing.
15th.
We would struggle. Like, we're nowhere near where we were last season. We are massively overachieving. Massively.
This time last season we was around.
And everybody said, we got to sack the manager. We lost that Europa League final. We were embarrassed. But look where we are now. We're inside the top 4 already. Results are going our way. Results are going our way.
I think there's a reason why he's not playing youngsters.
I think a few. Yeah, go on.
I think it's so we can give. He needs the senior players to step up instead.
Yeah, I think a lot of these players are having to prove it now that they deserve in that team. Obviously, the only negative from today was possibly the injury to Maguire. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. That's the
Says
only
it's a
thing.
knock.
I think it's a slight knock Maguire's got. Mount again has
Mount
picked up.
was on the bench.
Mount's picked up a knock, which again,
He was on the bench though.
yeah, I think we're just taking precautions with Mount because if he picks up another injury, he's going to be out for God knows how many weeks. Maguire, I think Maguire was just knackered from last week. I think they're just saying it's a knock just to cover up that he put in so much last week. Just
He was in the stands.
yeah. Like we're starting to move up in the right direction. If someone said to me we would be a point off second and 3 points off Arsenal after the Arsenal, Fulham, Man City and Brentford jobs, absolutely no way. Not
By the way, this is the same Brighton team which smashed Chelsea 3-1.
Yeah, and that's a good point you just made. This was the same Brighton team that smashed Chelsea 3-1.
I mean, the red card didn't help them, but still.
Exactly. Chelsea didn't help themselves in that moment, but this is the same Brighton team that smacked Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Since the 3-0 loss, we've been better.
Yeah, exactly. I think it said Ruben Amorim has been right. Do you know what? It's only going to get worse with some of the games. We are going to get found out. We are going to get destroyed. But
he's changing his tactics every game.
Yeah, I think something's starting to click at United. We're starting to get the ball more to feet. We're not chucking 30, 40-yard passes over the top anymore.
We're not passing backwards.
Yeah, we're not passing backwards as much. We're getting the ball a lot more forward instead of thinking, let's pass to the sides. Again, the team, I don't get what, Delo all of a sudden, slowly but surely, is starting to improve, even though I'm not his biggest fan still, but Luke Shaw's even keeping himself fit. Even Luke Shaw's fit.
I don't think Dallo was that great, but someone should have cleared that ball.
Oh, yeah.
That one, and it was at Xerxes, so it should have been him.
The only disappointment is the two goals. The two goals, when we conceded those two, I was like, this is going to get thrown away. 3-0 up. If we would have thrown this away, this United fan base would have erupted.
Yeah.
Because you're 3-0 up at home, you're dominating, don't throw this away. They're lucky. We are lucky.
Yeah.
We were lucky because Brighton could have easily got into the 96, 97 minutes, still find a chance, but the fourth goal killed them. Even though they worked hard to find the two goals, the fourth goal absolutely killed that Brighton comeback. If they would have got a point, I would have applauded it. But Brighton are one of those teams, they always cause the opposition problems. They've been doing this since they've been in this division. They cause so many teams problems.
Same with Bournemouth.
Yeah, there's so many bogey teams in this division. Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, they're all beginning with bloody B.
If we beat Bournemouth, that's good.
I tell you, if Bournemouth don't get a result tomorrow, Tottenham, Man City, Arsenal, and this stays the way it is now, weekend's looking good. We could be top next weekend. We could be joint top next weekend.
That's true.
If Amorim delivers the title, oh my God. I'm not saying he's going to do it. Don't get anyone get too excited. We're not, people say, don't get carried away. Let's just hold ground. We're not going to do it. I'm going to keep saying we're not going to do it. But keep playing like this. If we could finish top 4 and win the FA Cup, I would take it. Take it right now.
If he wins the league, that would be the funniest thing ever. Because we finished 15th last year, and if we won the league, no one would hear the end of it.
Luke just says we are still a couple of years off a title charge, but the results are positive. Top 4 is the standard. Even if you get top 5, if we get an extra Champions League spot, we are in there. We are massively in.
I'll take Champions League. I want those European nights again, so...
Yeah, that's the only thing United fans are missing. It's so hard during midweek. The weekends are just a weekend because we know we're playing, but it's the midweek.
At least we've got more energy now.
Yeah, our players are fit. We're not picking up so many injuries. I tell you what, Eric Ten Hag was destroying this club. Yeah. Because the amount of injuries we were getting, it's clearly there was something going on that we weren't being told, but clearly we are going in the right direction under Amorim. Again, I hold my hands up. I wanted him gone. But you look at the football, But us not playing midweek football is also a positive for longer rest. Exactly, that is a positive. Luke again makes a good point. You said without European football midweek, it's a positive for rest. Yeah, because players are having to play consecutive games.
So if you had to take one of these Brighton players to Man United, what one would it be?
I think the only reason why Brighton is struggling, like, it's all again because of the problem with Brighton. It's all gone bloody backwards since Belieber's been linked. Since Belieber has been linked with the club, Brighton have got worse. It's because they probably didn't expect him to get linked, and I think all those rumours have killed Brighton off.
Yeah, the stinker.
I didn't even think he was that good today. Like Belieber, I mean, I wanted him in the summer. I could see why. But look at him in it today and it thinks, is that the midfielder we're trying to go after?
He had a few shots in that. But
I think the shot what really killed the game off was when he blazed it. 30, 40 yards outside the United pen. He just blazed it over.
That's like Ugarte. I thought Ugarte was alright. For once I'm saying that. The first time I was saying Ugarte was alright.
Yeah, I think you look at the options on the bench. Obviously, Mainoo's not going to get game time. Mainoo needs a move. But if you get rid of Mainoo, you're going to have to bring a midfielder in.
We need him. That's the thing.
Yeah, you can't really get rid of Mainoo. I think the only ones you can really shift out in January on loan, Heaven needs a loan move. Even though he's provided an assist, which was quality. Heaven needs a loan move.
If Maguire's injured...
Yeah, Nathan said it was a great win, exactly. Please smash that like button. Please give me a follow on TikTok. I'd really appreciate guys' support. But yeah, it's a good win. It's a good 3 points. 3 wins in a row. 8 goals scored in 3 games. And we're 3 points off top.
Am I the only one who thinks, why is Malacia on the bench?
I think the only reason Malacia is not playing, obviously, is just to make up the numbers.
Yeah.
I think Malacia will go. I think either in January he will go or in the summer because his contract's going to be up anyway. And then obviously you've got Leon there. I think Dorgu's been figured out. Dorgu's been massively figured out.
He needs to change the way he plays.
I don't think Dorgu's going to last long here, personally.
I want him to.
I think... Obviously, you've got Diego Leon, who scored for the under-21s today, which was if anyone's seen the solo goal from Diego Leon, it's freaking quality. But yeah, it's been a good weekend again. Like, if someone said you'll get result and a win at Anfield, you'll beat Sunderland and you beat Brighton, I would have said no way. No way.
JJ Gabriel, right? He's
training with the first team. And you've still got JJ Gabriel to add to this team, and he's only 15 and he's in the first team already, training.
He's also been called up for the England under-16s.
Yeah, and he's in the England under-16s team, everybody, as well. So there's clearly something there in him that they see. And we're trying to get him with a new contract as well, which, again, is a positive. We do need to get him tied to a new contract. But yeah, a 4-2 win against Brighton. I think if you're giving any one player of the match, it's got to go to Mbeumo, hasn't it? I think everybody agree. I think without Mbeumo in that team, you give him the ball and he attacks that back foot. And some of the way he brings... some of his touches to bring the ball down from mid-air are just quality. And it's like, he makes the game look so easy. It's so easy with him in that team. He's adding so much quality. I'm so glad for him.
The free kick, he nearly got to it. He was this close. It hit the bar and goes in. So, it's just a bit of luck.
Yeah, exactly. But we've beat Brighton 4-2. It's 3 wins from 3, 9 points from 9, 1 point off Sunderland, 3 points off top. We're giving player of the match to Mbeumo for his 2 goals, especially for the winning goal to make it 4-2. But that's been your match reaction, everybody. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for all the likes. Yeah, the crisis could be over. We're moving up under Amorim. It's looking very, very good. But we are going to leave it there for the match reaction. Thank you to my friend Brooks for giving his opinions and thoughts. Great to do a first collaboration with you, mate. And we'll be back next Saturday. I think it's a 3 o'clock kickoff at the City Ground. We're away next Saturday afternoon. Why it's not on the telly is a joke. Like, a game what could have been on the telly is not. But we're going to have to watch it somehow. We'll find a way to watch it, but...
There's going to be a YouTube video out later.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll look forward to watching that. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back for next Saturday's match reaction between Forest and United, and obviously we'll be back with obviously midweek content as well. But United 4, Brighton 2, 3 wins from 3, 9 points from 9. We're 3 points off top, 1 point off second. Could we win the league? I'm not saying we are,
second next week.
but we could get second by next weekend. If all our results go the way this weekend, we could be joint level with Arsenal next weekend. We could be joint top.
That guy's haircut.
Exactly. We could. Anything's possible under Amram. That guy might get his haircut soon as well.
Forest.
But bring on Forest next weekend. Let's keep playing like this. Let's keep producing this momentum. Thanks to my friend here for joining for his first
Can I say one more
collaboration.
thing?
Yeah, go on.
Tottenham haven't been that great.
Yeah, exactly. Tottenham haven't been that great either. Results are going our way tonight, and they could go our way tomorrow. We could still be. Go on.
I also think Arsenal have been lucky as well.
I think Arsenal also have been lucky, but we're going to leave it there.
If it's anyone to be top of the league, it's us, I think.
Yeah. We're closing in, and everyone else is getting scared. All the rival fans are starting to shit themselves now, and they are. They know United are coming. So, yeah, thanks everybody that's tuned in. I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you, my friend.
It's all right.
See you later.
Also,
yeah, go on.
Cunha's got more goals than Wirtz.
Yeah, and Matthias Cunha's got more goals than Wirtz this season.
See you in a bit, mate.
See you on the next one, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Thanks to everybody that's watched. Man United 4, Brighton 2. 9 points from 9, 3 wins and 3. And we are chasing. We are slowly but surely catching everybody. Everyone be afraid. Everyone be very afraid. Manchester United under Amram are on their way back. Come on, United.